Hi guys, welcome to Literal Podcast episode 2. I'm here with
Alex.
Ashley.
Hello.
And Daxa?
if you've been listening to the past episodes, you might have noticed that I'm not with the same peers since Axel couldn't be here and Dinel is recording now. And today we're going to talk about the end of the semester, especially end of the semesters, pun intended. So
Insert canned jokes, canned laughs.
So, hot take. Literature students don't even have difficult classes.
Okay.
That's something we get a lot, right? I mean,
I've
if you
gotten
have talked to your parents and friends, you're always like, oh, so you don't work that much. It's not like an engineering or something related to science or
Something that has maths.
yeah.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes I don't even have to hear from other people. It's like already in my brain. Or I listen to what other people have to do for finance, and it's like, oh, I have to do all of these things and like immerse, como un estudio de mercado and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I just have to write an essay about fan fiction.
Yes, but it is hard even if we say like joking. It actually is because you have to do research even if it's not just like writing. What do you think about I don't know about literature? It's like you have to know the context and
Yeah.
to make right references.
Yeah, you squeeze your mind to a point you at the end of the semester you just don't want to be alive anymore.
Yeah.
You just want to sleep for a whole day.
Sounds easy when you don't have to write a 5,000 word essay.
Yeah.
Also, like for literature essays, you have to know like a lot of theory and concepts that people don't really aren't acquainted with, and especially people from other majors who don't even read anything, not even as a hobby. So I don't feel like they should be judging us.
In the past, I've talked to my cousin who's in the military and he makes fun of me because I'm studying English. And he's like, can't you just copy and paste the essay from the internet?
No.
Yeah, sure we can.
People
If
don't
we
know
want to
about
go to
plagiarism.
Yale.
There is something called plagiarism. So no.
What do you guys think about
Also, a lot of
APA citing?
are we supposed to have an opinion on RPA citing?
I mean, I hate it, so I don't know about you guys.
I think MLA is better personally.
Not like that, like, isn't it like the most like stressful and like boring part of writing an essay?
I think when you've mastered it, it is easier. And also, for example, when I was like writing the thesis, APA was like at the end it was just something automatic. Like I would search something and I would just automatically write the site. You know. Like,
Yeah, because I just wrote my thesis, and I had a page with like 30 bibliographical entries, and at the end I had to cite all the quotes that I put in the thesis, and it was like 100. So
yeah.
that's why I hate it, because I had to do it like for an hour.
People who don't have thesis be like, yeah,
Yeah.
just put it in a generator. And that's fine.
I tried to do it at first, and it didn't work.
Why doesn't it work? Like, what's the difficult part about getting to citations? Like, I don't get how's that.
Because I
How's
used
that
the movie,
difficult?
and the citations are different. Like I can't just use a generator because it doesn't have the option for a movie.
But like, you have the guidelines, right?
Oh yeah, I
Online.
know. But like, still, I had to do it manually for like every quote I took from the book because it takes it from the movie too.
Then it just sounds like.
I mean, it's not hard. It's just tedious.
It's like tiresome in that way because
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like a difficult thing to do.
No, it's not difficult, but it's like tedious to do it over and over again. And if you mess up, you have to redo it.
Can I just like plagiarize? Like get a plagiarism pass these ones.
If you
For my
want Frank to
thesis.
chop your head off. So, another hot take. Humanistic major, but inhuman exams. Contradicting the past statement, do you think you get like really hard exams for the major you're taking?
Yes, sometimes because, and I think it's not like a major generalized problem, but it's more like depending on the teachers because sometimes they pull like a lot of bullshit, and it's like this wasn't even seen in class. What are you talking about? Or they put it in a really specific way that we're not like.
Completely different from the examples they gave us.
Yes, exactly, and it's like, what does this have to do with what we saw?
I agree with you. Or like really long exams and like you only have an hour
Mm-hmm.
or like 50 minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember this one time that we had like a syntaxis exam, and the teacher gave us like 50 questions in less than an hour, in like 40 minutes.
that happened to me last semester too.
Mm-hmm. And I remember that one of the questions was like to make a whole syntactic analysis of a paragraph, aside from all the other 49 questions.
You only
it
have a
was
minute for each
really,
question.
Really difficult. Sometimes I feel like the teachers are kind of sadistics in a way, and that they they enjoy or suffering.
Sometimes they forget what it's to be a student, I think. Silence.
Yeah. I remember this time I had an exam. The teacher asked us to write an essay on the exam. And it wasn't the only question. I mean, we had like 10 more questions. And in 1 hour we had to write an essay.
Was it one of the Spanish?
No. It was romantic and Victorian literature, I think.
Oh, I know which teacher it was.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that exam.
Yeah, I literally cried in the exam. While writing the essay, I was crying.
Miss you, teacher Berta.
You're right. Yeah, but it was really stressing.
Anyways.
So, are grading scores valid in a literature exam? Do you think we should like get like number grading or what the criteria should
I
be?
think so. Well, what are you going to
Okay,
say?
I think that it is not like there is an exactly right answer. It's like I think it depends more on what do you think and how you argument your thoughts about your interpretation of literature. Well, if you are really far away of what it's supposed to be like
Mhm.
a standard answer, it is wrong, but like it's valid to score just if you see that the student is providing good arguments about the novel or about what they interpret.
Yeah, not about the interpretation itself, but if we have like supporting arguments.
Yeah.
But we're so used to have a grade that I don't think we would be
Our
happy
minds
if,
wouldn't work.
yeah, if we didn't have like a number on it.
I
Yes.
think that maybe like an alternative proposal, very like futuristic or whatever, could be like having like 3 options, right? Like you could get like a below average, that is like a bad grade, and then an average level, and then an above average, because like I think it's unfair to qualify your opinion, because you cannot say this opinion is an opinion valid for a 10 or an A plus, because it's your opinion in an analysis of a text.
But isn't
Yeah.
that the same as a number grade but just with 3 numbers?
Yeah, but for example, you could have like a more like
Specified?
no, like more wide receivable, right? Like for example, you could give like an above average to someone who gave a really new idea that teachers hadn't thought about, because I think that mostly in these courses, in these literary courses, what we tell the teachers as answers, they already know it and they already have seen it, and even SparkNotes has it on its articles about literature, about the literature that we read.
Yeah.
So it's like we're not bringing anything new in a lot of the cases, right? but sometimes people do bring something new,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow.
It has happened to me.
Even the teachers say like,
Nobody
I
has
hadn't-
told me that. Yeah.
I
Yes.
hadn't thought about it, or that's really new, or that's a new analysis.
Or you find a new symbolism inside of the story. It's like,
Yeah.
what this means, and the teacher's like, oh, I never thought about it, but you're right. It's maybe another hidden message or Easter egg.
Yeah, so it should
Of
be
the
like,
story.
you pass, you don't pass, and you pass with flying colors. Woo!
Maybe a better option, well, that I can think about is to have like a rubric, one that divides, for example, the way in which, for example, an essay is written. Because yeah, we can get like 100 if
Mhm.
the essay is well written, but in our opinion, maybe we can have another kind of grading.
So like dividing the grades
Yeah.
between how you
Yeah.
write and how you read.
How
Well-
you explain your ideas, how you support your ideas, and all
Mhm.
that.
Well, in my opinion, like I agree with you that you should be able to back up whatever you're saying in order to get a good grade or to get a right answer in an exam. But I'm currently taking the language assessment class, and that talks about how you grade exams or the criteria. And I agree with AXA that you see that in order to get, for example, 100 in a question, like there's a rubric that you need to, well, complete with your
Mhm.
answer. And sometimes teachers condone like something that you have wrong in your answer, but if they're not assessing that particular thing,
Mhm.
like they condone it and they still give you the 100. So I think that's important, like to let your students know what you're grading in order for them to achieve like
Yeah.
the right answer.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe when we're teacher, we can do that. If we want to be teachers, because
But-
being a teacher is so stressful.
Well, I just know I hate planning, so I won't be. a teacher.
Yeah, me too. Maybe not an English teacher, maybe a literature teacher.
I
That sounds
want to be a
cooler.
literature teacher. Yeah. I remember that when I was teaching English, I would take like some of the classes to keep them like literature and fulfill
Yeah.
my fantasy
Yeah,
secret.
That's good. I remember when I was taking English classes, my teachers would ask me to read some short stories, so
Mhm.
that's cool.
So yeah,
Yeah.
long life literature.
So
Yeah.
what's the worst subject that has like stressed you the most this semester?
Like a specific subject from my classes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to think.
¿Qué más los
What's
profes?
yours?
I'm not sure because it's not like the subject is stressful. It's more like the deadlines. Because sometimes you see like you have all this work and everything, and some teachers are very I don't know, like they prepare on time their periods, and they tell you like you have to done with this projects and everything by this deadline.
And they clump together.
Yes,
Right?
but others is like they provide the same deadlines as the other subjects, so sometimes it's hard because you have all these projects, and I think it's more for my organization. It's like I'm not a very organized
No,
person, but
I do agree with you because they don't tell you when the deadlines are gonna be since the start of the semester. So they tell you like a week before, and all of them are mine. All of mine are due Sunday, so I have to do all of them at the same time.
They always overlap in some way. I
Yeah.
remember past semester that I took 2 translation classes, an elective and one of the ones that we had to take.
Yeah.
And they overlapped the final project, and it was like, oh, this is too much translation. Please stop. Please.
I took the same ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult sometimes. Not even if you have, even if you have like a good time management, like it's too much work.
Yeah, it's like exams and like normal homework and then final projects.
Yeah, because you have to study, and then you have to read, and then you have to write, and then you have to
just
prepare a video, and then you have to do all of the other things in your personal life.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you prefer, having a final exam or having a final project?
I prefer projects.
Yes, me too.
Prefer a final exam. Hot
Yeah,
take.
me too. But if the final exam is like if you have to take it, if you have a certain grade, for example, I have to take an exam if I don't have a 90 in my grade. So if I have like 89.9, I have to take the final exam, and it is so stressing because I did put a lot of work during the semester.
Yeah,
So I don't think
that's
it's fair to have
that's
a
another
final
hot
exam.
take. Lazy people should be the ones taking the final
Yeah.
exam or final project, because I don't think it's fair. Like if you get like an average of 90 and above, like throughout the normal exams,
Yeah.
you shouldn't.
Honestly, yes, that's true. I agree.
And
Yes.
teachers should know who works and who doesn't.
Yeah, they know. They always know everything, but
Yeah.
they play dumb.
I agree, but I think maybe teachers are afraid of being in trouble for favoritism, or I don't know how to say it. But
Yes.
yes, it's like
No, but I think it's
No.
subjective if you see like the grades or
Uh-huh.
like.
yeah,
because you
but
can-
your classmate doesn't see it like that.
But you can back it up because you can show no, you didn't deliver any of the homework, so you deliver very low quality. But these students do put in the work, and they put in the
Yeah,
hours.
but and
they
some
put in
teachers
the
do it
effort.
that way, so I don't think it will be a problem with them getting in trouble.
Yeah, and a lot of the teachers like make the grades very transparent across the semester throughout the semester.
Yeah, most of them
because-
post them on an Excel page.
A lot of them post them and they're constantly updating it so you can see who is working and who is in at the grades of other people. Which is a bit, something sometimes it's embarrassing that other people see your grade.
And like you
But,
can't
like-
even see who participates in class. Like you don't even have to
Yeah.
see the grades.
Yeah, for example, there is this person in my semester. I won't go deep into it, but there is this person who we really barely see in class, and that person has like less absences than someone who was there most of the days of the semester. So it's like, what is happening? How did this
What
happen?
happened
How
there?
does that person get a better grade than the other one who came to class and is like, teacher, what are you doing?
That's sketchy.
And then if you complain, it's gonna look really bad on your side because you're gonna look like an envious person or like super jealous or
Yeah.
like acá bien metiche.
Yes, but it's supposed to mean that you can fail if you have a lot of absences.
Yeah, that's the thing because that person has like really like for example I didn't see that person really often at the beginning of the semester, and it's nowadays that I'm starting to see that person coming to class.
Did
It's
that
like,
person come
where
to
are you?
like in-person classes?
Yes.
Oh,
But
because
very little. That's the thing.
oh, very little
Uh-huh.
even in person.
Yes.
Because I heard teacher Frank like everybody told him to like not take into account like absences when it was online.
But that's bullshit. He should take them because if you don't come
It's
No,
to
no,
class.
but it's
Uh-huh,
not
it's
because of
class.
like, oh, I don't want to go, because people sometimes like they don't have internet and they
Oh
like.
yeah, like those ones.
Yes,
but
but
like,
you can take evidence on.
Yeah, like if you can provide like you have to justify.
Yeah, he only
your-
mentioned those, like the ones who like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I don't have internet and I'll log in later.
Because acá no bien aprovechados like
With Frank,
missing
like
out the
yeah,
classes and like sorry Frank, like please don't take that into account. ¿Cómo no?
No,
See,
no,
lazy people.
no, it
always-
wasn't like students. It was like
Uh-huh.
direction.
That's bullshit.
I mean, that's what he told us.
Well, I had a teacher who always asked us for evidence. It's like, oh, my internet isn't working, and
Mhm.
she was like,
A picture
okay,
of the
take
router.
a picture of the modem.
Yeah,
And it's like,
because-
yeah, but it actually is
Just
good
unplug it
because
and take a picture.
But it was good because I remember that in a subject I had an absence for because I had a blackout,
Mhm.
and that affect a little bit my grade. Not that much, but it affect. It was like it will sounds very nerd, but I supposed to have a 100 and I had a 97.
Oh,
But it was just
But
one
that's
absence.
annoying. That's annoying.
Yeah.
I agree. We are nerds
And-
here.
Yeah, it gets me mad too.
And I was like, oh, but I had a blackout. But the teacher, I don't know, I didn't want to say to her, like, tell her, like, hey teacher, I had an absence because I had a blackout. But as many people use that pretext
Mhm.
to have many absence.
Well, because everybody had it. I remember which blackout it was.
Mhm.
Yes, but in that case, it was just in my in my neighborhood,
Oh.
so it didn't work.
I think that a lot of the teachers from this major do like they are very kind and very considerate towards
Most of
us.
them.
Yeah, most of them, and I really like that because sometimes I hear like horror stories from other majors and they're horrible teachers, and it's like damn, they're like very voracious, like they don't care about the students. They just
I think that it has to do with
they're relentless.
our major being like very small and like the teachers know everybody.
Yeah, like we're very close. Most
And they
of the times.
enjoy being there. I
Uh-huh.
mean, they're
They really love their
Yeah.
work.
Yes. That's the weirdest thing about this major. It's like you have very passionate teachers, and they're always there for you.
What's your worst finals experience?
I think mine was 7th semester.
Mhm.
I was working, studying, and I was writing the thesis. I had a class where I had to do like a final project with like 7 tasks. You may
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about. Yes, 7th semester in lengua inglesa is like the worst.
I've heard.
Yeah, I didn't sleep like well throughout the whole semester. I would just sleep like 3 hours, 4.
How are you alive?
Yeah, I slept a lot on vacation. but yeah, I think that was my worst experience.
Yeah, I agree with you because I'm currently on 7th semester, and I have that project right now.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's like a lot of tasks, and I'm nervous because I don't know if I'm doing it correctly.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing the thesis too, and then
Oh.
I have a girlfriend.
Yeah, that takes a lot
And I
of
have a
time.
beautiful dog who's waiting for me at home.
Time consuming,
Yeah.
and I live far from school, so
That's the horrible part when you
Yeah.
live far from
I
school.
live like
Yeah.
an hour and like 15 minutes away from school.
Yeah, I also lived far from school a few semesters ago, and it was really difficult to move and to
Take 2
Yeah.
buses,
Yeah, and then the public transport is horrible here, so
and then like old ladies push you so you don't sit on your seat.
Yes. So yeah, it gets me mad that people say being a literature student isn't hard, because reading is hard. Trying to understand a poem or a novel when you're tired, it is really hard.
and then people say that and they don't even know English.
Yeah.
Like, I read
People-
English and Spanish.
People are like, "Oh, you're going to learn English, right?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
no,
that's the
I'm
worst
not going
thing
to
they
learn
say.
English.
It's
I have to know
annoying.
English.
Yes, and actually in the major you notice your lack of vocabulary.
Yeah, you notice how poor you're at English.
First semester is the worst because of that, because you feel so dumb. I mean,
Yeah.
You feel
Yes.
like everybody else like understands everything.
and
It happened to me in
Uh-huh.
first
Yes.
EOS class.
Oh,
She was like,
yes.
she was talking and using literature vocabulary, and I was like, what am I even doing here?
I remember when I had to present for that class, it was the first time that I was gonna present in English, and I froze up, like I couldn't say anything. I was like,
My name is.
no, my name is Alex.
Open the window.
I remember that I cried in my first week. I cried a lot in the first day because I was like, I'm good enough.
Am I
Like,
good enough? Yeah, that's,
I
that's
have
a question.
the English level or not.
Yeah, that happened to me because I didn't read before the major, so I was like very lost with the vocabulary,
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
and like she was mentioning a lot of books and I didn't know any of them or the authors.
And that happened to me as well, but I did read before coming into the
Major.
major, and I felt lost as well. So yeah, I think it's a
that's
thing
normal.
among the students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't. I
don't
was
feel
very
bad.
comfortable. I just stand
The one who was crying in the presentation.
Everyone has that one person in class that knew everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
in my classroom there are like 5 people that.
Yeah, it's
that are-
annoying because I'm very competitive and I'm always like, I have to make a better comment than they did.
Yeah.
And they make a better comment and it's like, fuck!
I'm really
Yeah.
competitive too. With my girlfriend is more than me, and we're in the same class. And
There are,
Oh my god.
I live with her girlfriend and they're always killing each other. They're always
Yeah.
like, "Ugh."
I'm always like, I'm gonna kill this
Don't say
argument,
it.
and then I won't just say it. I want to have another fight.
Yeah, they're always fighting.
This is fun.
Emilia, if you listen to this, don't get mad at me.
Emilia, if you listen to this, please.
Get mad at him.
No, please clean the bathroom because it's really dirty and I don't want to clean it.
So yeah, being a literature student is not easy. It's different from being an engineering student or science-related student. I don't know what other majors there are, but yeah.
Medicine.
Well,
Yeah,
Medicine,
it
yeah.
depends on your type of intelligence, I think, because I was studying architecture
Don't have any.
before, and then I was like really struggling, and like doing a plan for like the whole night, and I didn't sleep, and I was like failing all my classes. And when I came here, I started getting good grades. So I think it depends on like, you should like pick a major where you're good at, not only that you like it.
Yeah, because honestly, I don't know how to do additions. No sé sumar, la verdad. And like, I might not know how to do that, but I know how to write fucking sickening essays.
Yeah, I've seen you use the calculator too.
For real, I
When you go
use
to
the
the store.
calculator to do additions because I don't want to do additions. I don't like. It's not even because I don't know, because I obviously know basic maths, but it's like I'm not gonna use my brain for that.
Yeah.
I just wanna read stuff.
I just
Leave me
started
alone.
to forget math because I was in high school in the capacitación of bioquímica. And I had calculus classes and everything and a lot of math. And now if you ask me something about calculus, like, I'm not sure if I can provide you the best answer.
That happened to me too, because I used to have like integral calculus and
Oh, yeah.
differential calculus,
Differential.
and then how's it called, statistics in the same semester of high school. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna study architecture, and I was failing all the math classes.
I remember
It happens
that
to the best of
when I
us.
told my to my calculus teacher that I will join this this major, he was like, "What? Why? So why you join this class?" And I was like, "I just want to try something new."
I remember that when I had to apply for the English major, I had to review the quiz, and I had to spend 2 years without having any connection with maths because I was in another like mathless major. I didn't know how to say it, but yeah, I was in another major that I didn't have like any connection with math, and then in the last semester or in the last year of high school, I didn't have any math classes. So I was like 2 years without math, and there was a math section in the admission exam, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't know any of this.
Yeah.
So I was just praying, praying for it to go like a good enough grade, and that was it.
If you think you struggled, I picked this major because my best friend joined it.
I
That was
Oh my God.
risky. Yeah, I didn't even know like any of the subjects that we were going to have like beyond first semester.
And have you liked it so
Imagine.
far?
Yeah, I like it a lot, and
Is he still here?
I got yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Marcos. Yeah, and I started like in first semester I didn't really like literature, like I was kind of struggling, but like from second semester on I started liking like literature classes a lot, even though I never read, and I got like kind of good at it. So
Now Greg
not to
is-
brag about it.
Greg is
No, but
in-
it's okay.
Greg is in every literature elective.
Hi.
that has happened.
Yeah, that's weird. Like
And he
before
doesn't
this,
even
I
read.
wouldn't have thought that I would have liked literature, and like outside of school I don't read, so that's weird.
Imagine.
if you're like in like fourth semester or like fifth semester, you don't have electives yet, right? Or do you?
I have like electives.
In fifth semester?
In fifth semester, yeah. In fourth, no.
Oh well, if you're in fourth semester, I think you should join any of the Frank classes. I advise you to join a class Frank at least once.
Yeah, honestly, like Frank classes are really interesting.
He's really sweet.
Yeah, he's very cute. He's like, oh, everyone loves him. He's like,
The hero of this major.
yeah.
Buy some Frank bookmarks.
Yes, we have new Frank. bookmarks.
Anyways, like a shameless plug, we have bookmarks. We have books every Thursday
Yeah,
from
issues.
12 to 1. You should check this out.
Yeah. So on to the next hot take.
No sale.
I don't know how to read. I think why getting a degree by battling your teacher should be a thing.
Honestly, I would fight some teachers to death.
I would too.
Yeah, me
I
too.
I love that here it doesn't say that it has to be to death, but I'm willing to murder for my degree.
Yeah. Are any of you guys planning to graduate with a thesis?
I wanna graduate with thesis
I
because
think
I'm a
me too.
masochist.
What about you?
I think me too because I want the. It will sound again very nerd, but I want the honorary. I don't know how to say like when you graduate.
Con
Honors?
Yes,
Yeah, we
With
I want
honors.
that.
Yeah, I just wanna do it because of the Nicki Minaj song where she says I graduated with honors, and then what was it? I greeted Obama and something. Yeah, she says that in one of her songs, and I was like, yeah, I wanna graduate with honors too.
Yeah,
I would
I
like
want
that.
to graduate. with
Do you
honors.
graduate with honors if you have like
And thesis?
the thesis?
Yeah, you have to have the thesis and a GPA of above 9.
9. And that helps you for a
Well,
master, like for
Según-
a good
And you get
scholarship.
to give like a message in your graduation.
Well,
which
I don't
is
think so.
kind
they
of-
they haven't taken the thesis class. So
Yeah.
they don't
Let's
know
see.
what's coming for
They're
them.
supposed to give you like a laurel crown,
Do they?
No.
but of course they don't.
No.
So I'm gonna go to the graduation with my
You're gonna bring
own laurel crown because I will not let them take that away from me. I wanna be that Greek ass looking bitch with the
Yeah.
laurel crown in the graduation.
I don't care if I don't graduate with honors. I just want
Me neither.
my mental health.
Yeah.
Take these
I'm
two to the
sure-
psychiatric.
I'm sure I'm not gonna graduate with honors because in my group there are like 5 people that are always in 100.
100.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
So
Imagine.
Gina knows about it.
Name them.
Well, there is Vero. Hi, Vero. And there is.
Hi, Vero. I fight with you in Frank's.
Yeah, yeah, you find out with her. There's Marcela, and there's Abby, our best friend, and there's
Hi,
Gina,
Abby.
of course, and there's Andy.
I think I know her.
Andy.
I wasn't a Frank selective with
Yeah,
her.
yeah, you know her, and I think they're.
What about you? Don't you?
Shame,
I'm the lazy
shame.
person of the group, so yeah.
I mean, you still get like above 90, right?
Yeah, I have a pretty good,
I mean, that's good.
but I'm lazy as fuck.
Oh my god.
I mean,
did you
I'm
just
lazy too.
curse?
I'm lazy too. My girlfriend does like homework like 7 days in advance, and I do them the same day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
me
too.
too, me too.
The worst part is that I was seeing Emilia working on something. I'm like, yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna.
I'm irresponsibly
Watch you.
responsible.
Yeah, me too.
It happens to me. Like I procrastinate until
Until
There's
the
a-
last
Yeah.
minute.
There's a funny thing because right now we're doing working on some papers, and people have asked me to review their papers because they're bad at it,
And I'm good at it.
and I'm good at it, and they asked me to review them, but they were asking me like throughout the week, and I hadn't even begun mine. I just started mine yesterday
Copying
because
it.
Copying them.
copying and pasting parts of the.
Get an
Oh,
inspiration from them.
no, I started mine yesterday, and the deadline was at 12.
Today?
Yeah, and I delivered it at
Damn.
15 a.m. But I reviewed them and I hope that they get a nice grade, and me too.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's the life
That's
of
risky.
that's the life of a.
How many projects do you have left? Or exams?
I don't know.
I don't even know which ones are the ones I have to do.
I never know. I mean, they, Ginelle and Abby, they're always like, oh, I have to do
Right.
homework. And I was like, my homework, I mean, what do I have to do?
I'm like that too.
Yeah.
Fist bump.
I'm Jeanette.
No, I think you're Abby. Yeah, I think you're Abby.
Well, I also think so because we have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so, I mean, I imagine you're like, the teacher says there's a homework for 1 month and you do it that day. I think you're like that.
Yeah.
I could never.
I could
I
never
think we
also-
should have Abby in one episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be fun.
Everyone from Literary Ink should be in one episode, but
We should bring Frank
yeah, we should.
to talk with us about
We want to.
literature and stuff.
How he began lingua inglesa
Oh, that would be
Oh, that
super
was- yeah.
interesting.
That was sick.
and how I'm his favorite one.
What?
I'm his favorite one.
Ay, ay, ay. He's annoying.
I am annoying, I know. But I am his favorite one.
I love how she was like, and she was like, yeah.
Alright, that would be interesting.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think to sum it up, don't stress because of the finals. Live your life at best. Don't lose experiences on trying to be the perfect student, and join Literalink and try to be happy.
And if you don't join, buy something from us.
Yeah.
With the
Fund us.
bookmarks, put the bookmarks,
Yes, please.
the books, possibly the shirts.
If you buy every issue, we make a bookmark of you.
Buy our merch.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to do? You want to say?
I just want to say that you have to enjoy what are you doing, and if you are very stressed, try to organize yourself very well, because if not, you don't want to be crying at the end of the semesters.
Like me.
So just try.
Honestly, my tip is that you should never procrastinate. And if you do, make sure that you're really good at it. Because if you're not good at procrastinating, you're gonna die
Yeah,
on the
I agree.
attempt.
Yes, and if you cannot do it like exactly in the same deadline that is supposed to be uploaded, just don't stress a lot, because that doesn't work.
Remember, your mental health is first,
Yeah.
and
One,
then everything else follows.
one thing I do is like I forget, like I make myself forget everything I have to do until it's the due day. So I don't have to stress.
Yeah.
Take note of everything, so you won't forget anything.
I love how we're giving very contrasting tips.
Yeah.
And people are gonna be, "Then what should I do?"
Well, I think that's a good thing, because I think you can like take the ones that apply to your personality or
Yeah.
your way of
Yeah.
doing things. Because for example, I don't take any notes, or like I wait to the last day and I get good grades. But yet, like you can get good grades like taking notes of everything
Yeah.
and like being very like organized.
Yes, for example, in my case, I take notes of everything, but for example, if I have an exam the next day, it's like I don't study that hard, because I had
Because you
already
take notes.
took notes.
I
No.
never.
So
take
it's
notes.
it's
I
just like I
also
read them,
take
and
notes,
later
yeah.
it's like, okay,
Hot take.
here I go.
Hot take. You should study in the bus.
Yeah, right. I always do that.
In the
That's
bus
literally
stop,
the
yeah.
best strategy.
You have a lot of time waiting for
Yeah.
the bus. So
And also it's like a peaceful place, when you're not fighting a woman for your place.
Yeah.
So this is it for the second episode of Literal Podcast, a production of Literal Ink Journal. Please make sure to check out journal issues. You can participate by submitting your poems, short stories, essays, drawings, and original photographies. Shout out to Campus Virtual from Watch and teacher Ivan Rodriguez for helping us create this podcast. This has been Literal Podcast. Thanks for listening.
Shout
Thank
out, Teacher
you.
Frank.
And that's a wrap.